7-Eleven Korean Gourmet Collection. Hi, I'm Scott. So 7-Eleven Japan have an astounding collection right now. They're calling it their Korean Gourmet Collection. Sounds fantastic, and it is. So I counted at least 22 different products in their whole selection, but there could be more. Now, if you don't read Japanese very well, look for the products with the purpley pink labels. They're actually quite easy to find. So these are the rice balls. I'm going to be trying this particular rice ball. And for the side dishes, I'm going to be trying these eggs, these spicy ramen noodles, and this wonderful looking ice cream. Okay, let's start off with the first one from the rice ball collection. So I've got it in my hand right here. That's what it looks like. So this is the official product description from 7-Eleven. So they say the texture of the ingredients is delightful. The meatiness of the sausage and bulgogi is irresistible, and the crunchy texture of pickled daikon, cucumber and carrot accentuate the flavor. Well, that's quite the write-up, eh? Let's see what it looks like.
You help me when I'm slowly falling. Heart of gold, will of steels, what you had. Pick me up when I was sinking in quicksand. You piece me together with your ripped hands on. I'm more to get you, but you gotta understand. With you I'm safe, under your embrace. Take me far from all the danger. I can't explain the way you got me feeling. But now you've won it, only I know. Yeah, I've been more than what I could chew. Lost a lot in a minute or a little too soon. 문제가 많아 interview.
So as far as I know, it looks pretty authentic. So shall we crack it open and give it a bit of a taste test? Now, how do we open this again? There's a little opening part here. You open it right in the middle, which is kind of unusual. And it just pops out just like this. So I can see they've made it so that all the ingredients are kind of jumping out of it. So looks pretty cool. So you can smell the sesame. So that's the thing with these. They're very different from Japanese rice balls in that they use sesame oil, which is going through the rice, and I think probably around the outside on the seaweed. So you can really smell the sesame. Absolutely amazing. Oh. So looking at it like this, you can see it's absolutely jam-packed full of goodies. So it's got all those vegetables which were mentioned before, and it's got the bulgogi beef and some kind of sausage. It looks like a kind of a spam sausage or something. But anyway, let's dig in. So holding it in my hands here, I can actually feel the oil around the outside. So you might want to get like a wet wipe or something just when you're eating this, because it's not greasy, but it is the kind of a slippery, oily texture around the outside. But that's adding to the flavor. So this is packed full of all kinds of good stuff, and they all work together. The textures, the bulgogi is quite salty. It's got a nice meaty, kind of a beefy taste. The sausage itself doesn't really have particularly strong flavor, but the textures go together really well, surrounded by this lovely rice and the sesame. I mean, it feels very, very authentic to me, and it looked quite small, I must admit. I always say things look really small. I'm a bit of a greedy gut, but actually, I've only had one bite, but it's very filling, even after one bite, because it's got so much inside. Let's try some more. So you can see there's loads of veggies in there, so it's kind of semi-healthy, isn't it? But yeah, I'm going to give this a rating of 4 stars out of 5 because it's super tasty. The bulgogi beef just gives this extra punch to it, which is really good, and the vegetables add a bit of variety. So yeah, this is really, really good. Definitely recommend this one. Smells great as well. I absolutely adore flavored eggs. I'm actually doing them a bit of a disservice by just simply referring to them as flavored eggs. They should be flavor-packed eggs. So these new ones from the Korean range in 7-Eleven look absolutely intense. Here's how 7-Eleven described them. The egg yolk is melting your mouth delicious. Green onions and onions are seasoned with oyster sauce and sesame oil to create a rich, savory sauce that is addictive and delicious. You're gonna love this next part. The eggs look packed full of flavor. So if you're an egg lover like me, these must be high on your list of things to eat. So these are the ones which I used in the little video you just saw there. Look at that. Can you see those yolks? That is dangerous. These are just cooked to absolute perfection. And you can see they've got all these like onions and green onions, sesame oil, oyster sauce. It's got everything all mixed in there. And probably they've been marinating for, I don't know, a couple of days or something. And the flavor seeps all the way into the yolk. It's pretty incredible stuff. If you've never tried any of these eggs, oh, they're just intense. And I haven't even tasted it yet. Okay, shall we dig in? I'm going to go for the one which is already cut in half here. Ooh. You can see the yolk is just like unbelievably perfectly cooked. It's orangey, it's deep in color. And the smell is just crazy. Okay, here goes. You got to try these. Now, I'm used to eating the Japanese style ones, which have a completely different flavor. The use of the oyster sauce and all these onions, and what else was it? Was in it? It was a sesame oil. So it just gives a completely different dimension to it. You know what I'm going to do? I'm going to stab it here. Shouldn't really be stabbing things with chopsticks, but I'm just going to bite right into this one here. Oh my God. Oh, look at this thing. This is just incredible. So this would go well with a lot of different things, but I think probably the best pairing for this would just be some boiled rice. This would be pretty intense. If you just had this and boiled rice, maybe some chicken, bit of salad, this is intense. But it's also really good for drinking with beer. A couple of these, a can of beer, you'd be set, wouldn't you? I'm just going to finish this off. What rating am I going to give? Come on, 5 stars out of 5. Absolutely no question about it. Fantastic. Chige is a spicy hot pot which is filled with loads of vegetables, sometimes some seafood or some pork or something like that. And usually it's like a hot pot style, but when they finished all the goodies on the inside, they're left with soup. So what a lot of Korean people and Japanese people do is they add some ramen noodles. Sometimes they add rice too, maybe a bit of egg, and it makes like a really nice dish to finish off the meal. So that's what we're trying today. So let's see how 7-Eleven describes their version. Chige Ramen. Spicy soup with lots of flavor. The deliciously spicy soup with the tangy spiciness of gochujang is irresistible. So let's see how we assemble this. Yes, assemble. It's like a piece of IKEA furniture, this. And, and what it looks like when it's ready. So we've got to heat this up for a full 5 minutes. So that's me heated it up. I'm just going to take off the top here. You can see it's steaming hot. Now I really want you to notice just how fresh these vegetables and kimchi and the tofu are. It's absolutely amazing. You wouldn't believe this is coming from a convenience store, eh? And the quality of the noodles look really, really good. So this is the fun part. We got to pull this little part here and plop all the goodies into this hot, hot soup, which is waiting down below. So I don't know how this is going to work, but okay. Ooh. Easier than I thought, I must admit. So that's what it looks like now, without spilling any. So I'm just going to give it a bit of a mix through to get all these lovely ingredients mixed together. So there we go, I've mixed it all together. Let's give it a bit of a sniff. It smells absolutely gorgeous. It is typical Chige, kind of a Chige hot pot. You can smell the kimchi, a little bit of a hint of seafood in there. And kind of, again, sesame oil is coming through. There's all kinds of flavors all mixed together, but it's like a typical Korean food smell, if you know what I mean, if you've ever had this kind of thing. The noodles themselves, they look like kind of quite thick ones. You can see there. They look really excellent quality. None of this instant nonsense. They were completely fresh noodles in there. So this particular noodle kit is not so cheap, but the quality of the ingredients is really, really good. And it's a Korean gourmet collection after all. It's got to be top quality. So, okay, let's dig in and we'll have a wee mouthful of some noodles. Here goes. That's a rich flavor. How spicy is it? I'm not really getting such a spicy taste right now, but I'm starting to feel it on the back of my throat. Let's try just some of the soup. Oh, that's quite spicy. Actually, it is quite spicy. So the mixture of the kimchi and the noodles and all these all these vegetables. It's a really nice combination. And there's one little token piece of tofu in here, which is the norm when you're having some kind of chige. They do put tofu inside, so I think they've given you one skinny little slice of tofu here for decoration, or just because it's chige, they've got to put tofu in it. Let's try the tofu. It's one of the firmer types of tofu, which is perfect for this kind of hot pot or ramen, because if it was one of those squidgy types, it would just disintegrate. So that's good. And how about the quantity? So I think this is actually a really big serving. So I would say this is probably just enough for somebody like me, but I'm a big person. A big person, yes, one of those big people. So if you're not a very big eater, maybe you would consider sharing this if you're going to have something else from the Korean Gourmet Collection, because it's actually quite a big serving. So all in all, these are really excellent. The quality is super high. I don't know how authentic they are compared to traditional Korean food, but it feels very authentic to me. I'm going to give it 4 stars out of 5 because I wanted meat or some kind of seafood in there, like a little piece of meat or maybe some shrimp or something, just to give it, you know, something else. But as it was fantastic. It's really good. So after all those spicy noodles, I'm in the mood for something cold and sweet. And I've got the perfect thing right here. Look at that. So this is a variation on the French dessert called macaron, or maybe we call them macaroons in English. And these are the Korean version of them. It's supposedly some kind of a crossover between Japanese one and the Korean one. Supposedly they're really popular in South Korea now on social media, and like I guess young people are taking pictures of them because they're really cute. And they put little rabbit faces on them or little bunny face, I don't know, whatever. And they take pictures of them and put them on social media. This particular one is made with brown sugar syrup and roasted soybean flour. So it's kind of a collaboration of the Japanese taste and the Korean taste. And I can't really pronounce this Korean word. It says Ddungcaron ice cream. There you go. Let's see what the description from 7-Eleven says about it. Japanese and Korean collaboration sweets. The combination of kinako flavored macaron, kuromitsu sauce, and kinako ice cream is a perfect match. The appearance is so cute that you will want to take pictures. That's me told. Shall we take a closer look? Okay, they look pretty good, so let's crack it open and see. So it comes in this really nice little case to keep it from getting all damaged. You can see it's right in there. It's nestled inside like its little nest, because these macarons are kind of breakable if they get all bashed up, and 7-Eleven don't want to skimp in quality by giving you a bashed macaron, do they? So it's completely protected. So oh, you can smell the kinako, which is the roasted soybean flour, which is really popular in a lot of Japanese desserts. I'm not sure about Korean desserts. Maybe they use kinako too, but it smells absolutely lovely. So let's tease it out, shall we? Ooh, look at that. That is absolutely lovely. Isn't that lovely? It looks like a tractor tire. Boom, 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 boom. Okay, so it's actually feeling quite sticky in my hands already. So I usually find if you buy these macaron ice creams in Japan, they're usually really, really frozen hard. So I've had this one sitting out for, I don't know, probably 4 or 5 minutes. So it's starting to really soften up nicely, which was my strategy for taking this part of the video. But okay, let's just take a bite. That is intense. Let's try some with the kuromitsu, this kind of black sugar syrup inside here. That's just stupid. Who thought of this? This is insane. You know, I'm usually a chocolate kind of a guy. I love chocolate, but I do have a soft spot for kinako. And this kuromitsu, since I've been living in Japan, it's really started to kind of grow on me, just like natto in one of those videos recently. But the combination of this is just fantastic. I tell you, if you're a French chef and you're living in Paris or something, this is a good one to steal. This would go down well all over the world. This is really, really nice. Can't stop eating it. It just goes so nicely with the macaron, because the macaron's kind of chewy, and this is kind of syrupy, and the kinako's kind of nutty, and the ice cream's kind of creamy. Oh, God. Okay, I've got to give you my rating on this. It's going to be 5 stars out of 5. Probably this and the eggs are my 2 favorite things today, but yeah, if you're looking for kind of a different dessert and you're in Japan right now, this is something you definitely got to try. Okay, thanks very much for watching, and we'll see you in the next video.